Ebusiafo aha eye Kintu TV. Miso ni dem sene enu face that would eba Kintu TV so meso so versus kawame na wa shout to other part no ama comment or comment section ase. And more review to say we be notification bell so am simply be block Kintu TV no. Why first person no when yan soon be see no hu ne ekoso e wo magana ene wiase afanina. Member semester and in order for come hu na me no me na nkopi eyo Okudzeto akache. Si kopi mo ho mo a ene ensem bebre ene ekoso ma munim Kintu TV asam na yese etia na ye de ebro etia wase ahwehwe mi hu sasem wo eyo no kre na ye de abro na so nya biete no hu ne ekoso e wo maga na ene biase afanina mempe semester alade no do for yenkopi mo eyo Okudzeto nim egwase ye pa nsem bi ono ankasa ejebo na ho no former president Mahama no ankasa ne president ye NDC ye NDC ne mapano ne ho krampo ebo mu bi nsam ne de edo so ntime mpeseme so adaje nyanjo brani ete nsam no nchechire mu ne wia asanso ba ebede mu enkomo medwase
former communications officer for the New Patriotic Party was your bowroom. In fact, wama Okudzeto black on who says selling something na yo hurada sam woni hwe entronkwa umi guti.
That when you buy state property, there are terms and conditions.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that they bought the land next to the school 30 years ago, and it's still empty land. They don't even have a wall.
They haven't developed it.
They don't even have a wall around it, because there are always terms and conditions as to what to do with the land.
They were using it as a car park.
We need to know if they have fulfilled the terms and conditions. Number two, the business about the office of the president involved in because of the police officer.
Yeah.
Well, because the office of the president was mentioned, and that's why the presidency obviously put up the statement that the office of the president knows nothing about that land and is whoever. But I take your point that if a gentleman at the office of the president has been mentioned in the matter, those then become subject to the police investigations. So I take your point that it might not be necessary to then talk about the integrity of that, because nobody's integrity. Because even if the police officer has bought the land, you just have to find out from the land commission why, or if they had sold the land and why they have. Because to have public land sitting in that place for 30 years, I can tell you, there'll be an issue. Even when you buy land in these gated communities, there are terms and conditions as to when you should build and so on. But we don't know those matters yet. So the office of the president, they've done the right thing by asking for full police investigation into the matter. So they will get into.
But they shouldn't have cleared the officer.
But I've said to you that part of the statement where the officer is, they're talking about his integrity, because all those things will be subject now to police investigation. So we'll leave it at that. But I'm happy that the office of the president has come out to clarify and also to invite the police to investigate this issue about the land. And obviously they're going to talk to land commission and all of that to get to the bottom of the matter. Now, the other ones that he talked about, the governor, that's the
Lawales, the 13, the famous 13.
You see, Annie, in this country, since 1999, we have had an official policy which is called the Accra redevelopment plan. We don't have time, but
Nana, this wasn't part of it. This is not redevelopment. This is not part of the Accra development policy. This one was,
I thought it's Accra land.
Yeah, but this is different. This one was bought 1947.
Which one?
From the La people, the Lawales. The Lawales.
Yeah.
And then in 2006, President Kufuor used portions for the village buildings to host visiting heads of state. Then in 2018, President Akufo-Addo said he's returning the lands to the original, the rest of it.
Okay.
But in the process, they reserved 12.5 acres which they are now selling amongst politically exposed persons.
So
that one is different. It's not part of the Accra redevelopment policy. But there were no bungalows there and all of that.
By state land?
Yes, which were returned to the original owners.
No. The 12 acres that you are talking about is state land.
But the Accra redevelopment policy is different. That one relates to where there are bungalows and on an acre and you want to...
So you mean if it's state land and there's no bungalow, then it doesn't fall under
Accra redevelopment policy doesn't apply to that.
Listen.
This one was a returned state land and they kept portions which they are sharing amongst themselves.
So once they kept it, it's state lands.
Yeah, they are state lands.
So it falls under the redevelopment plan. The redevelopment plan was in 1999.
Yeah.
And this sale that we are talking about is a couple of years ago.
Yes, this is.
So it falls under the Accra redevelopment plan. To say that because there was no building in it, so it's not state land. Who owns it? Okay. So the Accra redevelopment plan said that you have all kinds of acres of state land with some old bungalow sitting on it. And that's not the way to go because of the changes in Accra development and so on. So since 1999, you've had this policy where many of these lands have been given to all kinds of people for redevelopment. That is why you see the high-rise buildings at Roman Ridge, cantonments, all these housing estates, because it was thought that to have some 3-bedroom bungalow sitting on 2 acres today, those days they were jungle 80 years ago, but today is the middle of the city. So you give it to somebody, they would then do high rise that can contain maybe 100 people or 200 people, and that is what is done everywhere in the world. In the city, that's what is done. Now, as part of it, like I said, it's been sold to private individuals, it's been sold to politicians, it's been sold to all kinds of people. Both NPP, NDC, and all kinds of private people. My point of interest is that these lands should be properly valued.
Yeah.
When it's properly valued, then the state has gained from the sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also advertise.
If it's not properly valued, due process.
Due process, yeah.
But even if you don't advertise it, but that you sell it at a proper value, because somebody could say that Samuel Okudzeto, because of your work that you've done as so and so and so, there's this land there at 700,000. If you like it, you can have it. It's the valuation that worries me.
Yeah.
But you see, this matter of valuation, let's trace the valuation from 1999 to see the values that the Land Commission has put on these land sales, so we can have a comprehensive picture and then know what to do.
But the Lands Ministry that's delaying this process, because they're supposed to provide the documents as requested, at least by the minority. Blacko has done the same on the
Well, if they are delaying,
release the documents, so we do all this.
Yeah. But is the land, whether it's the Land Commission, but it's important for this country that we look at the sales that have been done from Accra redevelopment, see the values. Yeah. But I don't think the values are determined by the minister or the president. Even though the sale is done in the name of the president, I don't think the president is the one who values it. It's the Land Commission. We need to find out how do they come by those values. Because even those of us who are laymen, you would know that the land in cantonments should cost a certain, because you can look at their journey land, what they are going for. For me, that is the key. If you are going to talk about the sale, it's been sold to NPP people, it's been sold to NDC people. This and if you don't provide the entire list, then if you are not careful, you've partisaned your debate, and then people will then become defensive. So let's have the list of sale from 1999. Which people, how much did they buy, clearly what should be the true valuation,
and we know,
can we have them make up for what they should have paid. Then we're having a national conversation. On the matter of the Asase radio station, the Asase statement is very clear. They say they didn't buy it from the state.
So Prince is saying that the Cantonment Civil Aviation land or La Wireless lands belong to the LASTU. The Constitution of Ghana talks about the return of state land acquired to the pre-acquisition of landowners, not valuation and sale of lands to third parties.
No, he doesn't understand what we are talking about. Because what we are talking about, Samuel Okudzeto is the one who provided that. It says that the land was given back to the people.
Yeah.
Some was used for the AU
AU village,
which is an official purpose.
Yeah.
And then the rest, they said, okay, because we're not going to have the true use for civil aviation and so on, take it.
Yeah.
And I suspect as part of goodwill, the last two, they say, oh, then we would give you
12.5
acres or whatever.
I
So
see.
the man doesn't understand. But to get back on track, the Asase, the statement that Asase issued is saying that we didn't buy the property from the state.
But nobody has said that.